Hey Aquarius, this is Joe, and I just did your June 2020 tarot reading forecast, and I think it's a message you're going to want to hear. Maybe you regretted not trusting your intuition, and this is kind of a thing kind of coming back to haunt you, but it gets cleared up. I think you're going to want to hear this message. So stick around. We're going to get into it. This is a general reading again for Aquarius, June 2020. Stick around to the end because there's a special message for you at the end of the video. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know how things are playing out for you. So let's get started. Okay, Aquarius, so let's see what's going on for you for June. This is a general tarot reading. Aquarius 2020. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Check your placements. If things don't fit with you or don't resonate, or check out somebody else or come back another time. Look at that. We already got a card out, the Seven of Swords. And this is, recent past. This is going to be interesting. I can feel it already. I feel like some of you are really, really studying something, really putting your mind or time into learning something that's quite complicated and quite difficult, and it's a bit of a challenge, but I think you're doing it because you have the time on your hands right now, and you could have that time on your hands because of current circumstances, current world events. Who knows? But for those of you that are really putting your time and energy into something new and learning something, it's really just feels very like very hard to grasp. It sounds complicated, it feels complicated, and so some of you have really been putting your energy into that. But I also feel like some of you need to take a break from whatever it is you're really putting your if you're putting too much time or energy into studying or learning something, you might just be wearing yourself out a little bit. So anyway, we're going to see what's going on in June for you. Again, this is a general reading, so it's not going to fit with everybody. We got the Moon. The Moon is in your advice. Oh, we got the Wish card. Libra had I'm sorry, that's Six of Cups, not Nine of Cups. Libra had the Wish card. You got Six of Cups here in your advice, and ooh, here we go. This is what I want to see. This is in your external influence, and we're going to go through these, and I'm going to clarify them with another deck or two, but I like this already. All right, you got Nine of Wands there, and finally the outcome. Dun dun dun. Page of Coins. So definitely has something new coming in, and I think some of you have been really, really working on something, putting your energy into something. Bottom on the deck, Six of Wands. This is success. This is definitely something you've been working very hard on. And I think it does bring in some kind of new promise or hope for financial stability and some prosperity. So this, you've definitely been working on something. But we're going to get into this and see what this reading is really about. So that may be something totally side note, and not anything to really do with this reading, but the Magician. Okay, so you have the Magician, the Seven of Swords in your recent past, and you have the Six of Cups. Nice, that's interesting. Okay, so definitely have some type of something came your way that I think wasn't really what you thought it was. I almost feel like somebody sold you some snake oil, and there was a promise of there was something, they convinced you of something that maybe you otherwise wouldn't have believed. And I think that you fell for that, and whatever it was that you kind of took a chance on, or whatever it was that you believed, whoever it was you were dealing with, they really did pull a number on you, because you really thought that this was something that was going to benefit you. and it didn't. It actually I feel like it cost you something. I think that not only did they kind of steal some peace of mind and trust from you, but it might have done a little bit of financial damage. It might have consumed some of your resources when you least could afford to have that happen. So I don't know what this is about in your past, but somebody definitely intuitively, I always read cards intuitively first before we get into the face value, but I really do feel like somebody convinced you of something and kind of duped you, and it's not your fault really, because they made a very good case about something, and I definitely feel like it affected your, like I said, your finances, it affected your stability. It really kind of consumed some things that you otherwise really couldn't afford to give up at the time. So anyway, so whatever happened in your past, it was a learning lesson, really. In your present circumstances, the Ace of Cups, nonetheless, you believe in yourself. You do believe the greater good in people exists, and you're not going to let this affect you, but it has caused some hardship, and so there are some things that are going to be a little bit maybe feel a little bit difficult. This Ten of Wands could just be the regret of this in the recent past, because this to me doesn't feel like it's anything too significant that it hurts your position in June that bad, because I think this kind of gets turned around on them coming up this month, and you move out of this and lesson learned, you recover. But I think there is some kind of karmic thing coming in to make this right, because it definitely feels like somebody was really sly, and so I think you have this regret. This Ten of Wands in your near future, this is probably late June, just having some regret about things. So be careful. If somebody really has convinced you in the recent past, and it depends on when you're watching this, but this could have happened by the time that you see this. This is probably already something you already know what it's about. If it hasn't, just be careful. If somebody's trying to present something to you that just sounds too good to be true, it's because it is. So this Ten of Wands, though, really talks about just feeling a little bit of regret. And I don't think the burden is really that heavy. I think this is really just, it's like a kick in the stones, so to speak. So anyway, so we're going to talk about this Page of Wands in your challenge. This to me definitely represents a message coming through, and or waiting. I think this could be somebody that comes into this situation and kind of reveals a little bit of truth to you. I think you kind of hear it from somebody. You do have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is all about speaking the truth. She's not afraid to wield her sword and to she's not afraid to use that sword. So I think somebody comes in and kind of gives you the truth, and you weren't crazy. You weren't wrong about this in the sense that they were really convincing. But I think you finally get the truth of the circumstances, and I think this is somebody that and they've really played you for a fool kind of, but you're not a fool. This is really something that they were very crafty about. So I think you do get a little bit of help in the month of June as far as really setting things straight and getting the facts and the truth, and somebody gets exposed. You do have in your advice, you have the Moon. So this is really about a lesson to me in trusting your intuition, Aquarius. I mean, you are the thinker. You are intellectual, pragmatic. You are all those things. So you have a hard time, I think, trusting your intuition. I really think you have a hard time sometimes putting your faith in something that you can feel and sense, but because it's not tangible, it doesn't have, you know, facts and numbers and other types of things associated with it, you have a hard time. So this is really calling you to start trusting your intuition, okay? In June, trusting your intuition and your gut is going to help you to work out whatever has happened here that has caused you some upset and some trouble. You do have the Six of Cups here and the advice, and so you know, I kind of having like a I think you get the truth out of this, and I think this is really saying be open to receiving the truth. I think getting the truth and finding out really the truth about this person is at this point you're finally just ready to hear it and to just say, yes, I was duped, or yes, they were wrong and I kind of fell for this and it caused me a lot of trouble. So you definitely have that coming in, but I also want to say in with this comes a new opportunity. You have the Wheel. So this is, I don't believe in chance or luck, but, you know, we do use those words casually. So this is kind of like that. This is kind of like luck or chance, but really this is just a karmic thing playing out. This is kind of like a place marker along your path. It is a direction that you are going to go, and I feel like this is a direction that is really really kind of, you know, fated. This is a path that you want to go down. I think you've been investing a lot of your time into learning something, researching something, some kind of new, I don't know. I just, for some reason, I see a lot of numbers, and some of you might be computer coding. You might be doing something on the internet. I don't know. But I really feel like some of you are really putting your mind into something, and it's taken up a lot of your time, but you finally get the opportunity to use that. So whatever you've been wanting to work on or get started on, it happens for you. You have the Nine of Wands. And what is kind of, Nine of Wands, this is kind of like your shadow side here, your shadow aspect. So the Nine of Wands is kind of like what you might be hoping for or what you're afraid of might happen. I think the Nine of Wands here, well, so you're really not, this is like maybe like the wounded warrior, or it could be, you know, just kind of licking your wounds, sowing your oats, kind of a little battle weary, but it's over with and done. You have the Six of Wands here, and you know, you are victorious. You have overcome a challenge, and you're going to be okay. But you might feel like you've been kind of, you know, through hell and back a little bit for a brief period of time. But nonetheless, you have the Page of Coins. And this is what I'm most interested about in this reading, is this Page of Coins, because this is in your outcome. And so pages can a lot of times be about messages or something new coming in. And I feel like your new idea, whatever it is you're working on, is coming your way in June for sure. You probably are maybe are going to get some kind of financial amount of money, and this could be just your own money becoming available in one way or the other, and you're finally able to start pursuing a goal or a dream or an idea. And this is just the very start of that. It isn't things happening all at once, but this is finally the beginning you wanted. And I think maybe somebody might have tried to copy your idea or try to steal your idea, or somebody might have, I don't know, somebody did something to you. And you know, this is a general reading, so it's really hard to, it's different than when it's face to face and you're sitting one-on with a person. That card wanted to come out. Nine of Pentacles. So this is ultimately what you're going after, and whatever you're working on is going to bring you abundance and prosperity. I don't think it's coming in June. I think this is to me it's like 6 months time you start to see things pay off. So it's a bit of a haul, a little bit of a project, but I do think you see your rewards. The Seven of Wands, you do, like I said, you may have felt battle weary in the past, you may feel a little battle weary in the future, but you do come out on top. This is, this Seven of Wands is, to me, representing you pushing back, maybe people that don't believe in you, pushing back against people that are trying to maybe get you to do something else or go in another direction, or just pushing forward when doors are shut, when you knock on doors and people don't want to hear from you. People don't want to get involved with something, and this is just perseverance to me. You do come out on top, and I think that again, this is something that is down the road that you are starting in June that works out to be very nice. So I was going to pull this card, okay, and I was going to pull it for the wheel. So the Three of Swords, I think that whatever happens and comes in June that allows you to get to this point, I think you might not trust things, or I think you might have to be faced with making a choice or a decision, and in that you might have to give something up to gain this. So I don't know whoever that's for. You'll know it when you hear it. But so I think there's something in this kind of wheel, this karmic thing that happens to change your circumstances, that you may be required to give something in order to get something, or it might not. It could also be a reflection of not believing. I think it's too good to be true, or doubt. This, to me, people always say this Three of Swords is a third party thing, and it's really not in tarot, but it can be. But this is to me more about you and about the past, and holding on to that, not letting the wheel advance you to a next cycle. Strength. Okay, so Aquarius, this is really be strong. This is saying that you're going to tap in. You have to tap into that strength. This is something that you have to rely on, that inner strength. There could be somebody that, like I said earlier, that might come into play to help you. They could be a Leo. They could be an Aquarius or another air sign. But somebody does come in to assist you. I think you might need that moral support, and you might need that strength from the outside, because sometimes you just might feel like giving up, or you don't believe in yourself. So I do think you get that kind of external strength. Whoever's in your environment, somebody does believe in you, somebody does want to see you succeed. And I think that King of Swords, you definitely have somebody there to help you. This could be another air sign, and this could represent you. The Three of Swords, the Strength, and the King of Swords. This could represent just an internal struggle too, with this wheel coming in. But I do feel like you may have to give something up in order to get something out of this. So Aquarius, that's kind of what we have here for the month of June. You definitely have the overcoming these struggles and these burdens, and whoever has been sneaky, trying to sell you snake oil and do all those kinds of things. We're going to see what your final messages are for the month of June. Oh, that wants to come out. A leg up. So a helping hand. This is somebody coming in to help you, to assist you. You definitely get that help this month. Whoever it is, they're going to show up, and just let them help you. Sometimes we have to let people we don't allow people to help us. We try to take everything on ourselves, and so we don't allow people to really do things for us to help us. So allow that to happen when that person does come in. Don't turn it down. Interesting. The Violet Flame. Okay. So to me, I had talked about trusting your intuition, and intuitively this is really telling me right here, this is really to me telling you to you have to let go of some things, some self-limiting beliefs, I think, in order to really trust your own internal guidance. I think that this is something that you really do struggle with, and I think that trusting your intuition, you just have to let that happen. I think that you may have regretted not trusting your intuition in this situation in the recent past, and I think you almost felt like you might regret things, and now you're looking back and you had the moon here. So I think this is really just telling you to trust your intuition, to listen to your own internal voice, your own internal dialogue, because not only that is that your intuition, but that's also your connection to spirit. So I think this is a good message. I think you get over the hump and over the hill on some things, and I think you're going to be okay. I think you're going to do really well, especially at the end of June. You're out of here. You're on to new things. So with that said, Aquarius, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe or leave a comment and let me know what's going on. And I'll talk to you later on. Stay safe, stay healthy.